ban open grazing to reduce the conflicts of herders-farmer clashes. But this has been an issue that has been also treated with ethnic and religious.
Oh yes. Oh, thank you very much. The issue of leather farmers had been on for a very long time. This open grazing issue as humans, then at times we talk about ranching, so on and so forth. It is not to this problem, and like you rightly said, it's not supposed to be a religious matter. It's not an ethnic matter. While Nigerians cannot do without products of the herders, which is cattle, and the products and the byproducts, either in export or local use, and even the supply of protein on our tables, on our dining tables. So surely, and not only that, it is an employment device for millions of Nigerians. And when we talk about even cattle matter, it's no more about another matter anymore. Because in my own town, so many town people own livestock, cows. So it's no more somebody that is limited to someone who's from Sokoto, someone from Ilawi too do have. So the rear cattle. Now they decided when this was brought up fresh, the issue that was not serious heated argument because there should be heated argument whenever any issue is brought into the hallowed chambers. Because that is why they call us in parliament. To talk, to speak, to argue, to lobby, especially when it is an opinion or a motion or even a bill. So after all the arguments, then the leadership of the Senate under Senator Gospel Appiah said, okay, it's supposed not to be a hollow debate, not supposed to be the debate of the senators alone. That let this thing be holistic. Let all of us in Nigeria sit down together and find a lasting solution to it. Since it has been considered to be one of the channels of insecurity. Let us either it's an alleged or it is just a make believe. So let's sit down. That's why the committee had been set up. First of all, look at it. Then make recommendations to the Senate. And after that recommendations, then a general summit will now be convoked, whereby Nigerians, all the critical stakeholders, will now come and say what they want to say and what they want to suggest and what they want to propose, including the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. And then all the states and all the individuals or groups or cooperative groups that essentially are interested or involved in cattle rearing, ranching, or herding. So, and I think not to preempt what the committee will bring, will come up with. So the Senate will now rest it with the committee. Let them bring their recommendations. Let that summit be convoked. Let us see what the critical stakeholders will say and will want. And whatever they say and they want, we transmit that one to the federal government. If it is necessary for the National Assembly to do legislation, to make a law that this is where and how it should be, then it will happen. So that is where we can rest it for now about the issue of herding, ranching, rearing of cattle in Nigeria.
Now let's come to other legislative interventions of the 10th Senate, and much in line with the cries and yearnings of Nigerians. Whilst we look at the current rate of inflation, the exchange rate, and economic hardship, the 10th Senate and largely the Parliament has played a role in standing down certain levies and also calling on the suspension of certain intended hikes in tariff. Would you care to expatiate more on what informed the Senate to make such interventions?
Yes, uh, the 10th Senate, when we came on board, we said that Nigerians will not walk alone. We will always be with them. Not only that we represent them, not only that we represent their interests, not only that they bring us to Abuja, that we too are concerned. Because whatever, let me tell you something. In Nigeria today, like I told you that we are very close to the people. If there is any problem, economically especially, we are the first to feel the heat because our constituents will inundate us with demand. So if the economy is running very well, you can sleep with your two eyes closed. And apart from that economic challenges, what about the attendant security problems that one will bring? Now, is there anybody in Nigeria who is a legislator who will not like to walk freely on the streets of his hometown? But if the people are hungry, then you are in trouble, you are in soup. Apart from the fact that if you have 2 cups of rice to eat in your family, and then you have 10 visitors who are ready to share it with you, you are not likely to get 2, 3, or 4 spoonfuls to eat by yourself. But if the economy runs very well and they can take care of themselves, then your 2 cups of rice will be adequate and enough for you. So definitely we are the first to feel the heat. And because of that, we must, in no honesty and good conscience, ensure that things run very well. That's why we believe that we should intervene and we must intervene, and we are intervening. The issue of tariff, when it came up, we were not even in session when the issue of tariff, the recent electricity tariff came up. We are not in session, especially Shimai session. We were not. The majority of us and almost all of us were in our constraints. And then when the issue came up, the Committee on Power had to convene, look for themselves, wherever, from different constituencies within the local crannies of Nigeria. And they came back to us. And they started and they viewed it and debated it. And they even invited the Honorable Minister for Power, who graciously came, and all other stakeholders. And then submitted the cries and the issues of Nigeria. To the citizens, because they own the country. So we cannot leave them to the dictates and the whims and caprices of Shylock traders who want to make only profit. So based on that, the Senate Committee on Power came up and then invited them and spoke, presented the views of Nigerians, and brought in other stakeholders. And they came with some resolutions which were adequately submitted to the executive, and then the ministry was given an advice on what to do. And then we are expecting some further feedback. Immediately we came into session, that is a Shimba plenary session. So, and we have now left it like that. And we are seeing some modicum of looking backward from the ministry and from the state, from the do I call it the regulating outfits, TCN, Genco, Disco, whatever. So we can see some of them are now trying to bend. So, and within a very short while, you hear from us again. And we have been doing that one in other sectors.
Now, very quickly, as we have just little than 5 minutes to go, this magazine, very beautifully put together. I'm very sure a lot of our viewers at home will be asking, how can some of your constituency members and across board Nigerians obtain a copy of this? Is there a fee to it? The cost of publication is also another concern many Nigerians will be looking at. Could you just kindly touch light on that
Yes,
as we look to
yes,
conclude?
it's not for sale. We have so many copies. All senators we have in their constituency offices. We are going to make sure that it goes to every embassy in Nigeria, operating in Nigeria, airports, aircrafts flying within the space of Nigeria, all media houses, all ministries, departments and agencies. We take to the NLC labor concern, we take to even to the students in the schools, in their libraries. I will make sure that it's widely circulated, and whoever will be interested to need further copies can get across to us, to my office, either through phone call or text message or WhatsApp message. Then we'll make sure that he or she or they get copies of the magazine. This is a media edition, and we have enough copies that can go around.
Well, I must thank you, Senator, as we come to a conclusion. But just for our viewers, just to reiterate again, Senator Adeyemi Adaramodu is the publicator of the magazine in the office of editor in chief. It's a publication of the office of the chairman, Senate Committee on Media and Publicity. And he has said it will be available for Nigerians to access at the various places he has mentioned, institutes of public use, the airports, the offices of even senators representing your constituency. Please feel free to pick up the magazine as it highlights some of these top topics we have talked about this morning. We've touched light on the issue of democracy and the power of legislature. We've talked about the 10th Senate, the emergence of the visionary leadership of the chairman of the National Assembly and president of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, CON. We're also going to look again at one of the comments he made following his emergence into the leadership position at the Interparliamentary Union, IPU, where the gains of legislative diplomacy have been underscored, and much like in the lines of legislative interventions that the 10th Assembly is carrying out for the best interest of the Nigerian people. Once again, Senator, I'd like to thank you and get your thoughts and comments to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ahead of his first year in office anniversary. Please, let's get your thoughts.
Oh, yes, we just want to be grateful to God for taking Nigeria so far, thus far, in the journey of nation building and then shared prosperity. The government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a government that we will say is quite courageous in confronting the myriad of problems that have been facing Nigeria since all these days. And like I said, you cannot make omelette without breaking an egg. So we talk about the stand and the strides of the government presently. They are very commendable. When we look at security, which was very, very critical and had been very burning issue, as and a very great sore on the feet of Nigerians for a very long time, we say that it's subsiding. We give kudos to that. We look at the economy. The naira would have been around 3,000 naira to a dollar by now, because before we used to borrow naira to help dollar. We used to borrow dollar to help dollar, not borrowing dollar or borrowing naira to help naira. But by the time we said, let us know where had the previous economic strides had taken us to in terms of the value of naira, then the naira started buckling under the jackboot of the other foreign currencies. So for reviving her from saving the naira out of the IC, bringing it out of the ICU, economic ICU, intensive care unit, bringing new oxygen to it, we have to commend it. And we have to commend it for even getting the global public to have another hope that there's a country called Nigeria, which is a giant of Africa. Can always be a giant with clay legs. Therefore, the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu well as a giant of Africa. Not only he becoming the chairman of West African Union, the ECOWAS, being a very pivotal voice and figure in the AU, being the person that will be nominated is able to address Commonwealth and address the UN Assembly.
ECOWAS.
So you can say that Nigeria is back on the world map. Now, the only thing we can do is to encourage them. And not only that, look at the youth development issue, the students loan, which is very novel in Nigeria. It has just started now. Look at some other
CNG
interventions.
buses.
The CNG buses start running. It will bring down the cost of transport fares on the streets of Nigeria. And several others. Like I said, when you want to make omelette, you break an egg. But by the time you are eating omelette, sumptuously, and then you know the attendant effects of that sumptuous meal that is going to promote good health. So we believe that the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has started well by confronting the issues, holding the bulls by the horns, because we cannot, when we like my in my Yoruba area, they will say, one bemo boishe, one way egbò mọ́ ẹ̀gbin, meaning that there is a saw on your leg. You are now pampering it. If you don't be careful, that leg will be amputated. So, because its government is not nursing that wood, pampering the wood, it has now gone ahead to open that wood and then apply the necessary iodine or whatever that can make it good. So the only thing we can do from the legislation is to support the government, not only supporting the government, where and when it is necessary for us to even give knocks. We give our knocks. Where it is necessary for us to give kudos, we give kudos with our action. So it might not be through the words of the mouth. That's why I said executive legislative cordiality is not for fun. It's for the benefit of Nigeria and for Nigerians. But if we sit down and then we just read the social media that a cow knocks somebody down on the street of Garki, so we are summoning the minister. So if you don't be careful, within 30 minutes, go and resuscitate, go and kill all cows. So, and then we start punching. That is when we know that the assembly is working. No, it is not so. So we have to be partners in progress and then of a united country called Nigeria. And then it behooves that Nigerians to join hands with the government to let us see all policies and our programs of government too, because we don't have another place. And then the last is that all Nigerians, we must have it in mind that we have a country, and then our traits, behavioral traits too, must suggest that we really want Nigeria to change for the better. So when you are at the police station, don't shun on the queue. Even without that, if you own a police station, if someone wants to go there and buy 2,000 naira fuel, make it 2,000. Don't readjust
Your meter.
your meter.
Thank you very much.
And again, when we even get to you are on the road, and then the traffic light says stop. Don't move out of it because it is garbage in, garbage out. The citizen that cannot obey simple law, if he gets to government, definitely is going to be a lawbreaker. So that's the way I see it.
Well, thank you very much, sir. It's a very informative session we've had. We're hoping that we can also follow up with more media-related and oriented projects you have whilst in the 10th Senate. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Nigerians.
Well, this episode is also available for you to rewatch it on our YouTube page. As we make way for our next segment on the show, let's revisit the historic making moment in the words of Senator Yemi Adaramodu, as he says that it is because of the legislative diplomacy and its gains that the president of the Senate was accorded his place of leadership at the International Parliamentary Union. Let's relive that moment and the speech he made as Nigeria made history in the Committee of Global Nations. Take a listen. Thank you very much, sir. Brilliant. I wish we can even extend time. I wish we can extend time.